It was lovely to be shortlisted. I thought it was sort of, nod to the old lady, golden watch and handshake and goodbye. So I was quite surprised to have won, and I'm very pleased to have shared this prize with Bernardine Evaristo. So I think that was lovely. It would have been embarrassing to have won it all by myself. I don't exactly need the attention.
Yeah, just to expand on that point, if I may, why would it have been embarrassing if you had won solo? Just to expand on that.
Well, what do these prizes do really? So what these prizes do really is they should open doors for writers, but also for readers to become acquainted with books they may not have heard about before. It expands their opportunities and possibilities. Not just for the writer, for the reading community as well. And my book is already doing quite well.
And it's very rare, isn't it, for this prize to be shared?
It is very rare, and it's against the rules. But having been a judge many times of the Giller Prize and having been on that jury that split it, I recognize the dilemma. So I can see why they would have felt that they had to do it, and as Peter Florence said, it wasn't a compromise, it was an evasion of a compromise, because they didn't want to compromise on either of the books. And that's what our jury felt when we did the same thing.
Now, you've said that you wrote the Testaments because history was kind of changing and the world was moving back towards Gilead, if you like. What do you think it says that your book, which could serve as a warning for society, is being rewarded with such an esteemed prize?
Well, the danger in writing a really popular book is that people think it's not up to a high literary standard, and the danger in writing something that could be considered sci-fi or speculative fiction is the same danger. So I'm very pleased that a book that is speculative fiction and quite popular is getting the literary seal of approval, which could easily not have happened.
And what lessons or what messages are you trying to get across in the Testaments?
Oh, I'm not going to reduce the reading of a novel to a billboard. I think you're going to have to, and I'm not going to do spoilers either. So not telling, up to the reader.
Thank you. And it's nearly 20 years, isn't it, since you won this prize for the first time? What does it mean for you to win it again after nearly 2 decades, I guess?
Well, this will be the 6th shortlisting. So I'm always interested to see what they have for dinner. It's different every time. What does it mean? I think it's really lovely. The first time I won it, I'd repeatedly not won it. I'd been shortlisted quite a bit, and every time I didn't win it, the Canadian newspapers would say, "Atwood fails to win Booker." And that's probably what they would have said this time if I hadn't won it too. So it's nice not to have them saying, "Atwood fails to win Booker." Actually, it's not up to a writer whether they win it or not. So,
what's your reaction that the Handmaid's dress has become such a popular protest symbol these days, particularly in the age of Donald Trump?
Yeah, well, it's not just in the United States that the Handmaid's Tale outfit has become a protest symbol, but it is a brilliant protest symbol because nobody can kick you out for causing a disruption. You're not saying anything, and nobody can kick you out for dressing immodestly. You're very well covered up. But everybody looking at you on television, for instance, knows what it means. So I think that's the reason it's become so widespread, and there have been scenes from real life that could have been right out of the Hulu MGM Handmaid's Tale series, in which a line of men in dark suits is signing laws about women's bodies, with the handmaids just sitting there witnessing it.
You mentioned that you're going to be donating the winnings to a charity. I'm assuming that's a Canadian charity.
Yes, it is.
Can you tell us a bit about that, please?
Okay, so it's run by Roberta Jameson and her team. It's called Indspire, INDSPIRE, and it provides scholarships to Indigenous students. And the one that I'm putting it into is for scholarships in the environmental studies area, because it is my belief that you need to put Indigenous students, trained Indigenous people, right into the nature stewardship programs. Why? Because people who live on the land are likely to know the most about it. So that's where I'm putting it in the name of Chief Harry St. Dennis, whom I knew and with whom I worked on water issues, and who unfortunately died.
Thank you very much indeed for your time. I really appreciate it. It was lovely to meet you. Thank you very much, Margaret. Thank you. Thank you.